Has Harley jumped the shark with this right here? Let's talk about that. Let's get cracking. Good moto morning, beautiful people. Welcome to Kraken's Garage. I'm your host, Eric, and on today's episode, we're going to talk about Harley-Davidson possibly jumping the shark. And what do I mean by that? We're going to talk about a poker chip. And we're also going to give one shout out at the end. Let's get to the video. Anybody remember the old show back in the 70s called Happy Days? The term jumping the shark comes from that series, and it's the idiom jumping the shark was coined in 1985 by John Hain in response to a 1977 episode from the 5th season of the American sitcom Happy Days, in which Fonzie, played by Henry Winkler, jumps over a shark while on water skis. The phrase is a pejorative and is used to argue that creative work or outlet appears to be making a stunt in a seemingly exhaustive attempt to generate elevated attention or publicity to something that was once perceived as popular but is no longer. Tommy and Jody, PSPTommyG, they've traveled all the way across the United States on the old Route 66, and in their travels, he was kind enough to pick me up some poker chips from my collection. And on this one, he picked me one up at Battlefield Harley-Davidson up in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. And he had a story behind it that kind of piqued my interest. And he said, you know, this is the last of this type of poker chip. They still have a few left if you would want one. I'll put the information below to Gettysburg Harley-Davidson down below this video if you would like to purchase one. What this centers around is Thomas told me that Harley has made them cease and desist from selling these poker chips. And you wonder why. And that's because it has a cannon on it. It is very much frowned upon by the MoCo to have a weapon of any type on any of their paraphernalia or branded Harley-Davidson branding material. So very interested, I called up Battlefield Harley-Davidson and spoke to Jennifer in the apparel area where they sell their poker chips. And I asked her what the story is on it, and she said, she was really funny. I'm like, I have a really strange question. And she's like, ooh, I love strange questions. But Jennifer told me, yeah, Harley told them to shut it down because of the cannon on the poker chip is a weapon of mass destruction. And quote unquote, she said, Harley-Davidson will not permit any political figure or weapon on any of their merchandise. So that's unfortunate, sadly, because Gettysburg is an iconic battlefield in this nation, the birth of this nation. And in my opinion, and many other scholars, historians, they feel Gettysburg was the deciding battle that turned the Civil War, that won to the North and became what is known as America today. So that's a bit of a thumbs down from my perspective. I'll be interested in hearing your perspective on this. Obviously, if you put Biden or Trump on a poker chip with Harley-Davidson on it, you're going to rile up a bunch of people. So I semi-understand the no political figure, but really, if you put George Washington, Abraham Lincoln on a poker chip or something, I don't see the problem with that. So that's kind of a gray area for me there. Now, the weapon of mass destruction, I mean, if you, let's be sarcastic, if you had a dealership called, say, Death Harley-Davidson, and you had two crisscrossing AK-47s with a skull above it or something, you know, for the wow factor for all the get her done crowd or something, I get that, that's inappropriate. But in the case of the Civil War, it's how this country cut its teeth and got up and rolling and started. And for that, I'm kind of miffed about it. But I want to hear everybody's comments on this particular topic. What do you think about Harley-Davidson shutting down Gettysburg Harley-Davidson, putting a Civil War cannon on their poker chip or their t-shirts or anything for that matter? I'm very interested in hearing what you have to say about it. This is going to be interesting. And this week's shout out goes to Road Reality. John has 325 videos. He has about 1,460 subs. There is not a harder working person in the motovlog community than John. This guy puts out 20 plus videos a month to the point where I can't keep up with him. He's putting them out so fast. He really works hard on his content. He's rocking a Harley-Davidson Street Glide Special. His motto is, come for the how-tos, stay for the randomness, and don't take anything too seriously. Also try things I do on this channel at your own risk. A random guy tries random things. I film anything I find interesting and post most of it. I love the process of making videos and the challenge of it. Finding creative ways to film and edit. If you're into that, you're going to love this channel. Expect nothing and get all the randomness you can handle. Mostly motovlogs, but also DaVinci Resolve tutorials, how-tos, and lots of testing of cameras and motovlog equipment. Basically anything I think that could help someone else. John is a very interesting character. When he motovlogs, he's almost always rocking a cup of coffee and a stogie as he's going down the road. I don't know how he does it. So I hope you go by and give him a check out, and if you like him, give him a thumbs up. If you subscribe to him, please let him know the Kraken section. And with that said, there's my ghost dog, Bullet. He's here to remind me to wrap up this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. If you want to see more of the future, hit the subscribe button right down there in the corner. And remember, folks, go riding. It's good for you. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.